some sense, free to fill the forms in very different ways. And on the other hand, obviously there are insights about the world and emotion that are in which the speaker does not gauge free. How do you think about those things?
So I think there's a lot in that, and one of the things that focusing on childhood, I think, allows me is a way of looking at the world from, a relatively more kind of limited perspective. But I am, because, when you're younger, you just haven't experienced as much. So the way out of certain solutions is not always clear. There are, I think, the same amount of kind of emotional pressures put on you, but I'll speak for myself. I didn't have enough experiences to learn, how to deal with certain things, and that's just, I think that's a very common experience, and it's nice to then use that in literature because it can get at the confusion that we have, throughout our lives. It's just much clearer that confusion happens, when you're younger. Also, because maybe, I wasn't as defined when I was younger as I am now, I haven't been exposed to enough things and decided, oh, that's going to be an influence, or that is something I respond to, or I'll go in that direction. It feels like influences are imposed, and the first biggest influence, usually, for better or worse, is usually family. And I love my family. You can see these pictures, and we're very loving family. But in another sense, I didn't have a choice. And so I think as an artist or a creative person, one of the things that you're finding are, who are the artistic parents? Who are your influences? And that, if you go into the creative, or whatever you do, I think, it can apply to a lot of fields, but that will be the path out of that kind of confusion, or it can be. And so, I guess that's all to say, writing about childhood is great because, to me, all the, universal confusion and struggle, emotional, struggle, dealing with people, all of that stuff that everybody goes through throughout life is to me, much clearer in youth. And at least if you use the, youthful characters, it's more, I feel more justified, or at least I feel better able to express that kind of confusion. But it's not about, people talk about, okay, books that involve youthful characters that are for youthful readers, and then books that have youthful characters that are supposed to speak to a bigger, readership. And I think part of that is, I guess maybe what I was trying to talk about in the introduction, that it's using youth to talk about other things.